Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to talk quickly about a case with a trans man named Sam Nordquist. Hopefully, I said the last name correctly. It's spelled Nordquist. So I wanted to talk specifically not about the case. If you know anything about this case, you know that Sam was a trans man who lived in Minnesota, went to New York, um, met a biological female that set them up, kidnapped them with six other people, with seven people total committed this crime, not including the two kids that was 7 and 12. And they have charges including murder of the first and second degree, kidnapping in the first degree, conspiracy, abuse, coercion, concealment of a body, and endangerment of children. The children being again 7 and 12. Now, I want to talk about the fact that there were no hate crimes added to these charges because clearly this trans man, um, was tortured and unalived due to who they were specifically, because they specifically targeted them. So I want to go into this conference about the case, and I want to know what y'all think about it. But we're gonna start with just this part.
There have been a number of questions throughout the prosecution and investigation in this case as to whether or not this constitutes a hate crime. I'm here to tell you today that we charge the highest count that is available under New York state law, and this case is bigger than a hate crime. A hate crime would make this charge about Sam's
Okay, so I don't understand how this case is bigger than a hate crime. What is that even supposed to mean? What does what is the point of having a hate crime? That's basically like saying if a black person is unalived by some white folks by hanging from a tree, they take the, you know, well, maybe that could be the end of it. Maybe they kidnap a black person, keep them in the basement, torture them for months or years or whatever, drag them down the street, chop their legs off, chop their arms off, hang them from a tree in front of the Capitol building or something. Because if I'm mistaken, there was a situation where somebody was actually hung. A black person was hung recently, maybe a couple years ago, and they were hung from a tree in front of like some Capitol building in some middle of nowhere place, town, whatever. And they never found the people that did it. But how is it that you couldn't add this charge, a hate crime charge, on top of all of them other charges? You charge them with everything but the hate crime, even though they clearly specifically targeted them. And I highly doubt they would have did that to this trans man if they weren't trans, if they weren't trans identifying. But okay, we're gonna listen to a little bit more.
gender or about Sam's race, and it's so much bigger.
Hold on.
Or about Sam's race, and it's so much bigger. To limit us to a hate crime would be an injustice.
That's a very interesting phrase of where that she's saying that, because to limit us to a hate crime, who is limiting you to just making it a hate crime? So you couldn't do murder in first and second degree, kidnapping, conspiracy, abuse, coercion, concealment of a body, and endangerment of children. If it's either all of those charges or just the one charge of a hate crime. Is that's what she wants us to believe?
Justice to Sam. Sam deserves to have this story told in its entirety.
You're not telling the story in its entirety. You're lying.
Sam was beaten, assaulted, sexually abused, starved, held captive, and we cannot make sense of that.
you can make sense of it. They were targeted more than likely. And you're not saying, at least I haven't heard of who hit up who first. Did this person hit them up first, or did Precious hit up Sam first, or did Sam hit up Precious first?
We cannot put that on his gender, and we cannot put that on his race.
They don't want to.
And I know many will ask the question, why? Well, as I stand here today as a human being, we'll never know the answer why.
They'll never know the reason why. They didn't charge a hate crime. Or are they saying, or is she trying to say and mix two different things together? Like, we'll never know why they did what they did, or we'll never know why we're not charging them with a hate crime. She's mixing two things together.
Because what human being could do what happened to Sam will never make sense of this case.
Now she's starting to really sound crazy. It'll never make sense why they did this in this case. Slavery didn't make sense. They made sense of it. There's a lot of things people do that's sick that they claim don't make sense. It makes sense. It's what they wanted to do. Hello? It's real simple. They wanted to do some bad stuff. Why did somebody rob a bank? Why did somebody kill somebody on the street? Why did somebody do anything? You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to do it. It just doesn't make sense. It just will never understand. And baby, they probably told them why they did it and everything. And they sitting here just lying through their teeth so they can say that, oh, we just don't have like, you know who talked to who first. If you know that she came from, if Precious talked to Sam and then Sam went from where they was living to New York, where's the conversation at? Where's the trail of that conversation? That trail in that conversation explains the motive, if it was a hate crime or not. And the fact that they ain't saying that and they're acting all confused pretty much says to me, now this is alleged, like I said, I don't know, like I always say, I don't know Sam, I don't know Precious, I don't know these white folk sitting here lying, but to me, it looked like Precious probably wasn't the initiate of some sort. Probably was because you don't just have nobody come across state lines and just do that to them immediately, basically, with a larger group of people, and there wasn't no type of conversation beforehand. That's you don't just randomly, oh, we all cool, we all fame, we ain't even do this type of stuff to other folk, and we just bring you just have your friend come over, have somebody trying to kick it with come over, and next thing you know, y'all all just torturing them in some location, and then you bring your kids to torture them too. Like, come on now, come on. Y'all it had to be some premeditation to that. That's all I'm saying. At some point, it was premeditated. Especially, you don't have 7 people doing that. 7. And it was no premeditation to it at all. So, it's a lot of lying, a lot of misleading, and stuff like that going on. So, even the look on this white chick face, you can tell she's just lying through her teeth. Talking about we'll never know why they did what they did. Ain't nobody told you nothing. You telling me none of them made a statement about nothing? Really? Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Leave a like too and subscribe.